Update. My 24 male girlfriend 23 female just broke up with me because of her work friends. Original post. I have been with my girlfriend Kate exclusively for 5 years, but on and off for 2 years before. A lot of my first happened with her. We went to each other's prom/school dances and supported each other through tough times. I know Kate is out of my league, and I did all I could to make her feel safe and secure. I'm in love with her and wanted a future with her. I went off to college and got a double major while Kate went into cosmetology school. We were planning to move in with each other in a few months and talked about marriage and children. But for the last couple months, she kept making comments like, "My coworkers keep asking why I'm with you. Coworker thinks that you're not in my league. My coworkers want me to hang out with them and meet new people." Every time I would ask Kate what she thought, she always said that she loves me and ignores the comments. Tell them to stop. But her coworkers just kept saying these comments. We always had open communication, talked things out. We haven't had any major issues. We argue over little things such as movies and TV/anime shows, food, etc., and we don't hide anything. These comments started when she got the job at that salon. She works with all women. She did not cheat or anything. No emotional affairs, no hiding locations, no secret social media. Then the other night we had a nice date, had a good after date. But when I dropped her off at her place, she commented that she was having doubts about our relationship and wanted to break up. I was super confused and didn't say anything, just slowly walked away. I know it was because of her coworkers, the comments they were making and pushing her to leave me. She said so in a message. Then less than 4 hours later, she started calling me and texting me saying she was sorry, didn't mean it, that she loves me and that she was stupid for what she said, /listening to her new friends. That she was going to quit and find a different job and stop talking to her friends/coworkers. I have not responded to any of them. I'm conflicted. I love her. I have a ring being made for her, even money saved for a house for both of us. We share 85% of our friend groups, then the rest are from our jobs, and most of our shared friends have now heard about the breakup and seem just as confused as I am. From some of the messages I have received, it looks like she told them the truth. That her coworker started to give her insecurities about our relationship, and she stupidly went with it. Her parents tried to reach out to me asking what happened, as we are very close, but I have been radio silent. Luckily, I can work remotely. I left my apartment yesterday with my laptop and found a nice place with good internet to still do my job. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. She was going to quit and find a different job. Stop talking to her friends/coworkers. This won't work, because no matter where she goes, there will be people there. If she's so easily swayed by random people and listens to them more than the history of her 7-year relationship with you, her changing her location isn't going to help. My coworkers keep asking why I'm with you. Coworker thinks that you're not in my league. My coworkers want me to hang out with them and meet new people. She is attributing this to her coworkers, but she obviously feels the same way, or she wouldn't be mentioning it. I would never repeat that garbage to my partner, ever. What would be the point? It would only make them feel terrible. She feels this way, but is too scared to say it, so she blames it on her coworkers. Could you imagine coming home to her and repeatedly telling her that your coworkers think you're too good for her? Who tells their partner that crap? So unnecessary. She wants to break up with you and has been pussyfooting around it. Now she finally did it, and she regrets it. Not because she still wants to be with you and thinks she made a mistake, but because she's afraid of the unknown. She's been with you so long she doesn't know how to move forward without you. She kept repeating all that hurtful stuff her coworkers were saying, and bringing it up over and over because she was trying it on for size. She was inching closer and closer to breaking up with you, until she finally did it. Let the breakup stand. I know it's painful, but I think it is already over for her, and it's just fear and anxiety keeping her with you at this point. In my experience, you'll have, at most, a tumultuous, hurtful year or 2 with her, and then it will end badly anyway. Save yourself the time and torture. I reckon she was fishing. She maybe wanted something akin to, "Yeah, you are. Maybe we should go separate ways." But instead, OP handled it like an adult and put the onus back onto her. Ever since, it's been a ticking clock, until the confirmation bias from her coworkers gave her the courage. I expect OP's ex is just what a salesperson would call an easy mark. I imagine it is why she came crawling back after 4 hours. As soon as anyone other than her coworkers got wind of it, the validating circle jerk stopped, and she panicked. I don't necessarily think getting back together would lead to the exact same issue down the line. I suspect friends and family have brought her down a few pegs. But Opie and Dax are clearly in very different places in terms of maturity, and that may manifest in equally damaging ways. Given Opie is clearly ready for more, I don't think it would be fair or right for him to hang around for an indefinite amount of time for his ex to catch up. If a woman I was dating said to me she might be out of my league, let alone broke up with me for that reason, I'd never even consider a relationship with her anymore. That's so damn disrespectful, and to me, them thinking like that shows they wouldn't deserve me. I know my worth, and so should you. Shifting the blame just makes it worse. Either they are weak, or they wanted to believe said coworkers. Either way, I'd never trust them again. Now for the updates. Quick update. After I posted, my boss sent me an urgent message asking if we could do a Zoom meeting. I accepted. When his image came up, there were 2 cops behind him. Apparently, someone they wouldn't name asked them to do a wellness check on me. They tried my apartment and no one was there. Then my work. I was not there. My boss knew I was actively working remotely and called me. I had to explain I was alright, just had my phone off due to the drama. I'm also supposed to go to her parents' house tonight. Update 2. We did not have a meeting last night. I rescheduled it for tonight, Friday. Life also has a way of kicking you when you are down. As I was going through my missed calls last night, I got a voicemail saying that my ring would be ready to pick up today, Friday. I also want to apologize for spelling and grammar mistakes. I have not been in my right mind the last few days. Thanks for all the feedback. I will probably update tomorrow or Sunday. Update 3. Thanks for the messages and comments. It has been an emotionally draining few days. On Friday, I cleared all my voicemails and texts. I ended up with 61 missed calls, 4 from the police, 14 voicemails, and 417 text messages. I sent a generalized message to those who reached out, stating that I was okay and safe, as well as need time and space while I work out with some personal issues. I picked up the ring since it was already paid for, then put it in the box I made for it, then went to her parents' house. As soon as I pulled up, Kate opened the door and ran out. She had been crying, went to give me a hug. I accepted, but it wasn't how I usually hug. She then tried to kiss me, but I moved my head and backed up. We went in and sat down. We sat for about 10 minutes not saying anything. She started crying and said she was sorry. I just responded with okay. I asked her what she told everyone. She said the truth. I asked her why the cops were called to check on me. She explained that she didn't call them. After our friends found out, they tried reaching out. And after none of them had heard from me in over 24 hours, they decided to call in a wellness check. Kate used the word catatonic to describe me while/after I walked away. Then I took a bunch of the questions you guys posted. I asked her why did she break up with me. She didn't give me a straight answer. Something about people at work constantly talking bad about me and playing on her insecurities. I asked her why she kept letting that happen and not put a stop to it by setting clear boundaries. She said that she tried, and it would work for a day but would go back the next. I asked if she saw value in me as a person or in our relationship. She said that she does in both. I asked why would she break up over something a random stranger said about me. She said she was sorry, and it was a dumb mistake, which I'm paraphrasing. I asked how did they know about me or our relationship, and how much did you/they talked about me. The ladies at the salon overheard Kate talk to some of our friends or customers while she was working about me. Things we did like dates, birthday parties, etc. Did she believe her coworkers were right? She said no. I then followed up with why. She said again she did not know. I asked her if there was someone else. She immediately said no. She's never cheated, nor been tempted to. She offered me her phone, which I declined. I then told her how I felt. That sorry isn't enough. If she wants this relationship, she needs to prove it to me. I didn't care that her coworkers kept talking about us. It's that you listened. It isn't what they said that hurts. It's the fact that you kept listening to it and repeated it back to me. She didn't try hard enough to stop them, and it makes me feel like she had to feel the same way to an extent. That is what hurt and damaged the relationship. That her insecurities are what broke my trust, and I will now always think that this might happen again. She will run off at the next opportunity. She then asked why I just walked away. I told her that at that moment, just 2 sentences broke me and made me rethink my life up to that point and the future I was planning with us together. I was growing and making moves for that future. She started crying harder and I felt bad. The next thing I did, I regret. I asked her if she knew I was going to propose soon. She said no. I pulled out and showed her the box. I made the box as well. It has 2 buttons, one that says yes and one that says no. It has lights that say, "Will you be my life partner?" I set it on the table and pressed yes. The box opened and she started to cry even harder. The ring is both of our birthstones that form the shape of a complimented heart with small diamonds surrounding it, laser engraved initials, and dates of our anniversary. I had it made so that it could be added onto if/when we had kids. Her parents were there, but were more just to make sure things kept civil. Her mom was crying, and her dad looked angry but not at me, and both made comments about the ring/box. I told her that the future I had planned was not going to happen anymore. We need to give each other space. At least 3 months with no communication. We need to take a step back and look at who we are and what we want moving forward. After that, we will see where we are at. But this is on my terms and timeline. I can't return the ring, so I don't know what to do with it. Might end up just give it to her if things don't work out, after 3 months or longer. She said that most of our shared friends told her off and blocked her. Her parents are angry and her little sister hasn't talked to her since the first night. I said I'm sorry, but actions have consequences. I wished her the best, thanked her parents for all they have done to me and hugged them. I knocked on her little sister's door who I have known all of her life, thanked her as well, hugged her and left. I have 4 months in my lease and I'm thinking of possibly moving when it expires. Tonight I'm hanging out with a good friend, Mr. Johnny Walker, just for tonight. I will get my life going again tomorrow. I don't know if there will be another update or not. This made me so sad. It sounds like you were fully invested in the relationship, but I don't think she was, especially if she was that easily influenced by coworkers. You deserve better. Please take care of yourself. That is what hurts the most at the moment. I feel like 80% of my identity was doing what I could to improve our relationship and our future. I now feel like a bird that is afraid of heights. I feel bad for Opie, but I also don't see a balance. I would suggest a therapist. Waiting 3 months may not be productive. They both need to figure out whether they want to solve their problems or walk away. I'm so sorry this happened to you, but she has a lot of maturing to do if she was going to listen to her friends over you. This would always play into your life. Not even her friends. Colleagues who only know about Opie and the relationship because they overheard Kate talk to some of our friends and customers. She was not ready for marriage. This might be a blessing in disguise. Girl threw away a good one to impress idiots at work who were probably jealous. Shaking my head. Let's not forget she can do so much better than him with her cosmetology degree, because he's beneath her somehow with his double major university degree. Opie's ex is not the sharpest crayon in the box there. Now for the last update. Not sure if anyone will read this, but if things didn't go down the way that they did, I would have asked her to be my wife tonight at midnight. Our first date was on Leap Day. We would have been married on Leap Day of next year. Now for the last story. I, 28 male, rejected a woman, 22 female I love because she has an FWB. I'll try and keep this as short and to the point as I can. We met at work last year and became friends pretty much instantly. Started hanging out at lunch, which moved on to us hanging out outside of the workplace. The first time I saw her, I was struck by how beautiful she is. And as time has gone on, her beauty has become the least interesting thing about her, as she is smart, funny, caring, sweet, intriguing, charismatic, honest, genuine, etc. I could keep going on about how amazing she is. A few months into our friendship, I attempted to move it onto something more intimate. I asked her for dinner and drinks. She was grateful for me being honest about my feelings, but explained that she was not looking to date anyone. I was fine with that. Life goes on. I didn't lose my feelings for her, but I did pull back. Admittedly, I did ask her out again a few weeks ago, but she said she was busy on the weekend I asked. Again, fine. Life goes on. Recently, she started showing interest, flirting, complimenting, teasing more than usual, etc. Then today she told me that she had been rethinking things and would like to accept my offer of going on a date if it still wasn't too late. I was over the moon and said yes, but then she said she had to tell me something. She started an FWB relationship with someone about a month ago. She met a guy whilst out with her friends. She went back to his for the night, which turned into a whole weekend. They took each other's numbers and started seeing each other. She explained that she doesn't have feelings for this man, just that he was someone she was having fun with. After she told me about her situation, I said I need to think about things. I'm a traditionalist. When I like someone, I just want that person and no one else. I don't have any interest in seeing anyone else. I spent my time thinking about that person. It's just who I am and how I've always been. My way of thinking perhaps goes against every piece of advice every dating expert on the planet will give, but it's my life, and I live it my way. I don't have anything against people having casual hookups or FWB, but for me, I just don't like the idea of putting in my time, effort, and money just for someone else to reap the rewards with something as simple as a UDTF text. After a bit of thinking, I phoned her and told her I'm not interested in moving our relationship forward. It killed me to hear about her FWB. It killed me more to reject her. Maybe in time they'll stop seeing each other, and me and my friend will move on with each other. But for now, I just don't think I'm ready to accept her situation. And I don't want to present her with an ultimatum. Has anyone else been in a situation like this? How did it feel? Do you regret your decision? Did I do the right thing? Should I have given her an ultimatum? The only thing I was certain of was sticking to my beliefs, even if some might call them immature. Now for the advice. Did I do the right thing? You did the right thing for you, OP. That's really the only thing that matters, correct? 100%. Every one of us is allowed to have our own personal standards and personal boundaries. Who cares what dating experts say? Who cares what people think about your style? It's totally reasonable for you to not want to date this girl and get to know her, while she goes home at the end of the night to hook up with someone else. That's your decision. You did the right thing. Don't sweat it. 800,000% this. It would be incredibly awkward to go on dates trying to get to know someone, knowing they're sleeping with someone else casually. That would be a huge no for me, and any reasonable person I know. I guess this varies from person to person, but typically having an FWB is highly inappropriate when also dating others in context of leading to a committed boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Though it does seem as though intentions/lifestyles weren't communicated well at all from the very start, and I think that's the most of the issue. You don't even have to consider yourself a traditionalist to be uncomfortable with this. I have never been in a situation like that, but I am here to validate your feelings. Validate, but also point out that I think as long as you don't shame her for her lifestyle and truly just agree to disagree, it was absolutely the right move to break things off and move on. Two different types of people.